All right. Islam, Dwayne Byfield Bay. Islam is Rhonda Arrington-Bey. And money is the 10th or the 11th. Yeah, September the 10th. Today is September the 10th. This Sunday. Just got through listening to the Sunday morning conference call. It was good. And that's it, Rhonda Arrington-Bey. Yep, Rhonda Arrington-Bay. So anyway, it's approximately, what is it, 3:30, money? Can you look at the clock? Oh, 3:50. We didn't fast today. Today is Sunday, but I am going to cook a wonderful meal. Yep. The conference call went well, I thought. I was listening, and you might have wrote down notes. I usually write down notes, but I didn't do it this time. But I was meditating, breathing, trying to control my thoughts, trying to keep my vibrations balanced, my mind balanced, keep my thoughts guarded, because I didn't want to send a negative energy into the universe, or vibration into the universe. So one of the things I was realizing, Dwayne Byfield Bay, I noticed lately, like when I'm going to work early in the morning or walking back, I see a lot of what I did give a description of pale skin. Always looking, they literally, like, either they're jogging in the morning or they're out with their dogs. Some people will call them white Americans if they don't speak and have accent if they're from here. But just either they're walking their dogs or they're jogging, or but it definitely seems like they just literally just look at me and just like waiting. It seems like they're waiting for me to give them some eye contact, or they actually try to smile, or sometimes I see it's interesting because sometimes when I'm in reference with experiencing unclean behavior from those who are melanated visually. Okay, that means what I'm saying is they have brown skin, or not. When I say brown skin, melanated, they you can see the melon visually, and I experience unclean behavior, savage behavior. It's interesting to see how soon later I would see someone that's pale skin, and I experience a more civilized, that's the word, civilized behavior. It's like it just seems to be like a systematic setup. It's like civilized, uncivilized, civilized, uncivilized, teacher, student, master, slave. It is truly interesting to see this. So lately I noticed more and more they just keep, at first I was thinking because I wear my national headdress when I go to work. Sometimes I try to do it every day, but I don't do it every day. Sometimes I have my locks out, So I try to wear my Moorish American national headdress every day, but I don't every day. So I thought possibly that could be intriguing to them. But sometimes when I'm out, I just have my locks, and they still, they just stare, or trying to engage through visually, trying to engage visually. I was wondering, the first thought that came to mind when I see this happening, especially when I hear them saying words that I hear from those who are visually melanated. They use some of them start using words like peace, or he's out, or something about they sold you, or they use these words. We got you, they sold you, they did it. These are the words I hear them say. The pale skin, or those that, if they don't speak and have an accent, may have a you would consider them to be, some would call them in description white American. But we know as Moorish Americans, we're taught white is not a nationality. The color white is not a nationality. So you cannot say I'm white and say I have a nationality. And so that nationality, we are taught, is Moorish American. When you reclaim and proclaim a nationality, It is a form of naturalization. It gets you back into the constitutional fold. Abraham Lincoln created the amnesty of Reconstruction so that Europeans can get back, not just Europeans, but can get back into the constitutional fold by taking an oath to uphold the United States Constitution of America. And that includes the proclamations in Abraham Lincoln's 13th Amendment with 20 sections. It does not just include the United States American Constitution of 1787. Also, that starts with the Articles of Confederation of 1778, the Articles of Association of 1774, the Declaration of Independence of 1776. So I understand how all this is connected. And so I find it interesting to see how pale skin, that's my description, because I don't know if they have a nationality or not, or reclaimed a nationality, or they are speaking like some that are under the status of Black, Negro, and African American. They might think white is a nationality, just like some that are Black, white, Black, Negro, or African American say Black. If you ask them their nationality, they say, I'm Black, I'm African American, and we know that's not a nationality. You cannot be considered in that status according to constitutional law and be in the constitutional fold and be recognized as a true American citizen by being in that status of Black, African American, or even saying I'm a white. White is not a nationality. So anyway, I found it very interesting, and how they seem to really, I mean, really, it's like I don't think I look too different from anyone else. I really don't. But I think about energy. I was reading Prophet Noble Drew Ali's teachings, and I know that everyone that looked to not have melanin is not true, because that's why I said, there are some who look to have melanin, and then there's some who don't. But I remember I was taught in science classes that we all have what they call melanocytes, but not all of us have activated melanocytes. Okay, so you might have the sites or the melanocytes within your makeup, but they're not activated. A person may have these melanocytes, but they're not activated. And also, I remember listening to some more speak of how melanin is so important in reference to the connection to science and justice, understanding what justice is and divine laws. So I remember hearing a more speak of how some pale skin, or those who don't have activated melanocytes, and this is not word for word, I'm just trying to remember, have activated melanocytes. That means they don't have that energy. They cannot comprehend justice and what true justice is. They're not going to demonstrate it. They'll go around the laws, the divine laws, under the law, over the law, but they will not. They can't comprehend the importance of demonstrating true justice. It's not, and I won't say they can't, but they don't. That's what I remember. They say, and how melanin in science is connected to justice, having activated melanocytes. I found that interesting to hear, to connect those dots, hearing that from other Moors. As I was reading Prophet Noble Drew Ali's prophecies, he even stated, let me see. Well, first, and he stated, number 2 in his prophecy, he says, the Holy Prophet told the Moors, children, you are at home, and the European is 3,000 miles from home, and he is going to have to take some water. And once again, I realize there's a difference. Not everyone who looks to not have activated melanocyte means they don't have activated melanocytes. You have some who are just very, very light, but they have activated melanocytes. You know, it's just like looking at someone just because they're very light, or they might be considered pale skin, but they're not in that category, or have that Neanderthal, or I don't know what, I won't go there, but but they have a soul. You know, I don't have that knowledge to tell who has a soul and who don't. But the science about the melanocytes was taught in college and public school, about some do not have activated melanocytes. Okay, so that was 2. And then also in 16, he states, it says, Brother O. Arrington-Bey of Temple 4 and 25 said that the Holy Prophet said, one day your biggest trouble won't be getting with European women. It will be fighting them off. Could you imagine such a statement in the 1920s, when they were killing so-called black people for even whistling at so-called white women up until the 1950s? Now look today, it is commonplace to see European women and Moorish men. Okay, 17, he states, Sister M.T. Ill of Temple 9 said that the Holy Prophet said, when the Europeans go back to Europe, the climate will go back to what it used to be. I connect this to energy, thoughts, words, and deeds. And it does say here, it says, this implies that the climate of the United States at one time was a more tropical climate before the Europeans came. Then it says 18. Sister M.T. Ill said that the Holy Prophet told the Moors that before the European came here to North America, the bananas were large, and the grapes were 4 in hand. It took 2 men with hand sticks to carry one bunch of grapes. Anyway, I just found it interesting how when I'm walking and seeing how they try to engage visually, and just experiencing unclean behavior by those who look to have melon, and then not soon later, within that same day, or I would say maybe in 15 minutes, seeing someone who don't look to have melon betrayed to be civilized and act more calm. It's so interesting. Literally, more calm, more civilized, articulate, intelligent. So today, Dwayne Byfield Bay, I had a thought. As I was reading the one-on-ones with Moorish American National Republic Sunday morning with my son, Key 75, it says, what was the answer that the lower self gave to the higher self? And the answer is, and this is in Moorish 101s, our book of 101s, Key 75. It says, I am going to and fro the earth, seeking whom I may devour. Okay? The first thought that came to my mind I found was Job in the Holy Book, in the Holy Bible. I'm going to read this chapter 1, okay, real quick, and then I'm going to go to the next reading part of my of today. And once again, it's September the 10th, 2017. It says, there was a man in the land of Uz, whose name was Job, and that man was perfect and upright, and one that feared God and eschewed evil. And there were born unto him 7 sons and 3 daughters. His substance also was 7,000 sheep, and 3,000 camels, and 500 yoke of oxen, and 500 she-asses, and a very great household, so that this man was the greatest of all the men of the east. And his sons went and feasted in their houses, every one his day, and sent and called for their 3 sisters to eat and to drink with them. And it was so, when the days of their feasting were gone about, that Job sent and sanctified them, and rose up early in the morning, and offered burnt offerings according to the number of them all. For Job said, It may be that my sons have sinned, and cursed God in their hearts. Thus did Job continually. Now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came along also among them. And the Lord said unto Satan, Whence come thou? Then Satan answered the Lord and said, From going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it. Once again, connecting key 75, when it says, actually, key 74, it says, and 75, it says, What did the higher self say to the lower self at one time when he met Satan? Okay? Where are you going, Satan? Okay? Then it says, what was, and this is key 74 from the Holy Quran Circle, from the Moorish 101s. What was the answer that the lower self gave to the higher self? I am going to and fro the earth, seeking whom I may devour. And I want to back up. In key 70, it says, what is the higher self? The higher self is the mother of virtues and the harmonies of life, and it breeds justice, mercy, love, and right. Can the higher self pass away? No. Why? Because it is Allah and man. This is key 72. 73, it says, what does the lower self breed? Key 73. Hatred, slander, lewdness, murders, theft, and everything that harms. Then once again, key 74, it says, what did the higher self say to the lower self at one time when he met him? Where are you going, Satan? 75. What was the answer that the lower self gave to the higher self? I am going to and fro the earth, seeking whom I may devour. 76. Has he finished his task of devouring? Yes. When? 77. When was his time declared out? When he nailed Jesus on the cross. Okay? So I'm going to continue to read Job now in the Holy Bible. It says, so it says in verse 6, it says, now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them. And the Lord said unto Satan, Whence comest thou? Then Satan answered the Lord and said, From going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it. And the Lord said unto Satan, Hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and upright man, one that feareth God and eschew evil. I hope I pronounced that right. Then Satan answered the Lord and said, Doth Job fear God for naught? Hast not thou made an hedge about him, and about his house, and about all that he hath on every side? Thou hast blessed the work of his hands, and his substance is increased in the land. But put forth thy hand now, and touch all that he hath, and he will curse thee to thy face. And the Lord said unto Satan, Behold, all that he hath is in thy power, only upon himself put not forth thy hand. So Satan went forth from the presence of the Lord. And there was a day when his sons and his daughters were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house. And there came a messenger unto Job and said, The oxen were plowing, and the asses feeding beside them. And the Sabeans fell upon them and took them away. Yea, they have slain the servants with the edge of the sword. And I only am escaped alone to tell thee. While he was yet speaking, there came also another, and said, The fire of God is falling from heaven, and have burnt up the sheep and the servants, and consumed them. And I only am escaped alone to tell thee. While he was yet speaking, there came also another, and said, The Chaldeans made out 3 bands, and fell upon the camels, and have carried them away, yea, and slain the servants with the edge of the sword. And I only am escaped alone to tell thee. While he was yet speaking, there came also another, and said, The sons and thy daughters were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house. And behold, there came a great wind from the wilderness, and smote the 4 corners of the house, and it fell upon the young men, and they are dead. And I only am escaped alone to tell thee. Then Job arose and rent his mantle, and shaved his head, and fell down upon the ground, and worshipped, and said, Naked came I out of my mother's womb, and naked shall I return thither. The Lord gave, and the Lord hath taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. In all this Job sinned not, nor charged God foolishly. Islam. And I want to read again what he said in chapter 4. And it says, in Job, it says, And his sons went and feasted in their houses, every one his day, and sent and called for their 3 sisters to eat and to drink with them. And it was so, when the days of their feasting were gone about, that Job sent and sanctified them, and rose up early in the morning, and offered burnt offerings according to the number of them all. For Job said, It may be that my sons have sinned, and cursed God in their hearts. Thus did Job continually. Okay. Anyway, I'm just, these are my thoughts, and this is what came to me today as I was reading these keys with Moorish American National Republic. Job. So that's chapter 1 of the book of Job. Also, in reference to the higher self, no, I won't read that. I'm going to not going to read that. What I'm going to do now is read the United States Constitution of America of 1787. I'm going to start off by reading the preamble. It is now 25 minutes and 22 seconds. Okay, and I want to also say this: just because someone is visually melanated, now I said this before, doesn't mean that they have a soul. Doesn't mean that there's a soul there. Okay, just because someone is visually non-melanated, you think, oh, they don't have melanin, but in science it's proven that just because someone looks to not have melanin doesn't mean they don't have melanin, activated melanin sites. They might have a soul. So Islam is great. And it makes me think about how we are taught that it was 28 Anglo-Saxons and 34 Moors that put together the United States Constitution of America. So so that was, is that right, Monty? 28 Anglo-Saxons and 34 Moors?
I know it was 35 Moors.
Oh, was it 35 Moors? I have it in my notes. Sometimes I get, I think it's 34 or 35 Moors. Oops. I should know this by heart. I know. Okay, so I'm going to read the preamble. It says, we the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity. Do ordain and establish the Constitution for the United States of America, Islam. And just so you know, Dwayne, as I was speaking about those that look to be melanated, might not have a soul. Someone said brother. I think it was not a part of this video. I don't know who said brother, but they I'm at American Extended Stay, and there are people that walk outside my room saying brother, I love you, and outside my room in the hallway, too many times to count. I don't. Imani, do you know anyone personally in Annapolis, Maryland? Do you have a desire to know anyone personally in that fashion in Annapolis, Maryland? No. We are living in Annapolis, Maryland. We try to keep everything general, just very calm, respectful. We have never attended a church, an Islamic temple here. As far as I know, I know when I go to work, it's probably 3 to 5 minutes. Probably I try to, in a conversation, if that is in reference to, I don't try to make my conversation personal at all. I try to keep it general. I just want to, I try to respect those who I'm working with, and I hope that they respect me, so that we can keep the business flourishing. I want to know what I need to do to keep the business flourishing. So we don't know anyone personally here in Annapolis, Maryland. So I don't know why there's constantly people walking outside the door saying I love you. I'm assuming they're talking to themselves, or they're talking to some other entity or energy in another room. Okay, so once again, if you heard someone sound like a male say brother when I spoke of those that are melanated, that look to be melanated, but possibly don't have a soul, it was not included in this video. Islam. Okay, once again, that was the preamble of the United States Constitution of 1787. It says, we the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity. Do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. Section 1, it says, All legislative powers herein granted shall be invested in a Congress of the United States, which shall consist of a Senate and House of Representatives. Section 2. The House of Representatives shall be composed of members chosen every second year by the people of the several states, and the electors in each state shall have the qualification requisite for electors of the most numerous branch of the state legislature. No person shall be a representative who shall not have attained to the age of 25 years and been 7 years a citizen of the United States, and who shall not, when elected, be an inhabitant of the state in which he shall be chosen. Representatives and direct taxes shall be apportioned among the several states which may be included within this union, according to their respective numbers, which shall be determined by adding to the whole number of free persons, including those bound to service for a term of years, and excluding Indians not taxed 3/5 of all other persons. The actual enumeration shall be made within 3 years after the first meeting of the Congress of the United States, and within every subsequent term of 10 years, in such manner as they shall by law direct. The number of representatives shall not exceed 1 for every 30,000, but each state shall have at least 1 representative, and until such enumeration shall be made, the state of New Hampshire shall be entitled to choose 3, Massachusetts 8, Rhode Island and Providence Plantations 1, Connecticut 5, New York 6, New Jersey 4, Pennsylvania 8, Delaware 1, Maryland 6, Virginia 10, North Carolina 5, South Carolina 5, and Georgia 3. When vacancies happen in the representation from any state, the executive authority thereof shall issue writs of elections to fill such vacancies. The House of Representatives shall choose their speaker and other officers, and shall have the sole power of impeachment. Section 3. Okay, I'm going to read, go ahead and read Section 3, and then I'm going to come back later and read Section 2 on another video. And try, because I have some information about Section 2. Section 3, it says, the Senate of the United States shall be composed of 2 senators from each state, chosen by the legislature thereof for 6 years, and each senator shall have 1 vote. Immediately after they shall be assembled in consequence of the first election, they shall be divided as equally as may be into 3 classes. The seats of the senators of the first class shall be vacated at the expiration of the second year, of the second class at the expiration of the 4th year, and of the third class at the expiration of the 6th year. Something was flying around. So that 1/3 may be chosen every second year. And if vacancies happen by resignation or otherwise during the recess of the legislature of any state, the executive thereof may make temporary appointments until the next meeting of the legislature, which shall then fill such vacancies. No person shall be a senator who shall not have attained to the age of 30 years, and been 9 years a citizen of the United States, and who shall not, when elected, be an inhabitant of that state for which he shall be chosen. The Vice President of the United States shall be President of the Senate, but shall have no vote unless they be equally divided. The Senate shall choose their other officers, and also a President pro tem, in the absence of the Vice President, or when he shall exercise the office of the President of the United States. The Senate shall have the sole power to try all impeachments. When sitting for that purpose, they shall be an oath or affirmation. When the President of the United States is tried, it says oath or affirmation. We are taught as Moors, we affirm. We take affirmations. And we don't take oaths, we affirm. So I affirm to uphold the United States Constitution. My name is Ronald Arrington-Bey. My son's name is Imani Gray-Bey. We reclaim our Moorish nationality in 2015. We affirm, and reclaiming a nationality is a form of naturalization. And we affirm to uphold the United States Constitution of America and all its amendments, including Abraham Lincoln's 4 proclamations. Islam. So it says, the Senate shall have the sole power to try all impeachments. When sitting for that purpose, there shall be on oath or affirmation. Remembering, I'm taught as a Moorish American by the Moorish American National Republic, it was 28 Anglo-Saxons and 34 to 35 Moors. I get the number mixed up. Who created the United States Constitution? When the President of the United States is tried, the Chief Justice shall preside, and no person shall be convicted without the concurrence of 2/3 of the members present. Judgment in cases of impeachment shall not extend further than to removal from office, and disqualification to hold and enjoy any office of honor, trust, or profit under the United States. But the party convicted shall nevertheless be liable and subject to indictment, trial, judgment, and punishment according to law. And once again, I'm a student, Dwayne, so I got to keep going over my notes, making sure that what I state is true. So I leave room for error in any video that I might state information. But this is the United States Constitution of America that I was reading from, that I've copied. Okay, the next one is I'm going to read is 39. I started reading this chapter, but I don't think I finished it. Of the Holy Quran. You know what? I think I'm going to come back. No, I'm going to go ahead and read it. It says, I'm going to read part of it, not all of it. It says, the companies, chapter 39. It says, in the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. The revelation of the book is from Allah, the Mighty, the Wise. Surely we have revealed to thee the book with truth, so serve Allah, being sincere to Him in obedience. Now surely sincere obedience is due to Allah alone, and those who choose protectors besides Him say, we serve them only that they may bring us nearer to Allah. Surely Allah will judge between them in that in which they differ. Surely Allah guides not him who is a liar, ungrateful. If Allah desired to take a son to himself, he could have chosen those he pleased out of those whom he has created. Glory be to him. He is Allah, the One, the subduer of all. He has created the heavens and the earth with truth. He makes the night cover the day and makes the day overtake the night. And he has made the sun and the moon subservient. Each one moves on to an assigned term. Now surely he is the mighty, the forgiver. He created you from a single being, then made its mate of the same kind. And he sent down for you 8 of the cattle in pairs. He creates you in the wombs of your mothers, creation after creation, in triple darkness. That is Allah, your Lord. He is the kingdom. There is no God but He. How are you then turned away? If you are ungrateful, then surely Allah is above need of you, and He likes not ungratefulness in His servants. And if you are grateful, He likes it for you. And no bearer of a burden will bear another's burden. Then turned to your Lord is your return. Then will He inform you of what you did. Surely He is knower of what is in the breast. And when distress afflicts a man, he calls upon his Lord, turning to Him. Then when He grants him a favor from Him, he forgets that for which he called upon Him before, and sets up rivals to Allah, that He may cause men to stray from His path. Say, enjoy thy ungratefulness for a little. Surely thou art of the companions of the fire. Is he who is obedient during hours of the night, prostrating himself and standing, taking care of the hereafter and hoping for the mercy of his Lord. Say, are those who know and those who know not alike? Only men of understanding mind. Believers and disbelievers. I'm at 43 minutes and 15 seconds. Say, O my servants who believe, keep your duty to your Lord. For those who do good in this world is good, and Allah's earth is spacious. Truly, the steadfast will be paid their reward without measure. Say, I am commanded to serve Allah, being sincere to Him in obedience. And I am commanded to be the first of those who submit. Say, I fear if I disobey my Lord, the chastisement of a grievous day. Say, Allah I serve, being sincere to Him in my obedience. Serve then what you will besides Him. Say, the losers surely are those who lose themselves and their people on the day of resurrection. Now surely that is the manifest lost. They shall have coverings of fire above them and coverings beneath them. With that Allah makes His servants to fear. So keep your duty to me, O my servants. And those who eschew the worship of the idols and turn to Allah. For them is good news. So give good news to my servants, who listen to the word, then follow the best of it. Such are they whom Allah has guided, and such are the men of understanding. He against whom the sentence of chastisement is due, cast thou save him who is in the fire. Let me read that again. He against whom the sentence of chastisement is due, canst thou save him who is in the fire. But those who keep their duty to their Lord, for them are high places, above them higher places, built for them, wherein rivers flow. It is the promise of Allah. Allah fails not in his promise. Islam. Seest thou not that Allah sends down water from the clouds, then makes it go down into the earth in springs, then brings forth therewith herbage of various hues. Then it withers, so that thou seest it turn yellow. Then he makes it chaff. Surely there is a reminder in this for men of understanding. Ameen. Okay, I'm going to stop there. The next section, section 3 of 39, a perfect guidance. Okay, once again, I've got to keep saying, Imani Gray - Bey and myself, we reclaimed our Moorish nationality in 2015 with Moorish American National Republic. And I'm studying Islamism. That's our religion, Islamism. I just have the need to right now, Dwayne Byfield Bey, to say the first 5 keys. The first 5 keys of the Holy Quran of the Moorish 101s, as I learned. Okay, it says, who made you? Allah. Who is Allah? Allah is the Father of the universe. Can we see him? No. Where is the nearest place we can meet him? In the heart. Who is Noble Jew Ali? He is Allah's prophet. Islam. I hope you have a good day. I wish you and the ones you love a loving night. Islam. A loving day and a loving night. Islam. Let's see if I can start this video without looking too warped. Sometimes when I'm looking at my videos, I'm like, gosh. Oh well, it's me. Okay, let's see here.